Peter Okoye of Psquare plagiarized me. Not musically, but intellectually. Because I was the first person who shone a critical light on the works of Fela's children. That is the works of Seun Kuti and the Seun Anikulapo Kuti. And this I did not because I wanted to criticize them or that I was jealous or envious of their success, as some of their followers alleged then. It was 15 years ago, and I was writing for the Sun newspaper. I had a column called Clay Lights by Bob Ejike. And I was writing when my editor, Mr. Louis Odion, asked me to do a coverage of and analysis of the works of Seun Kuti, specifically because he had been nominated for the Grammy Award, which is very prestigious, and most Nigerians were jubilant, were happy. It was a difficult assignment for me because I knew deep in my heart that Seun Kuti had no song that merited a Grammy. Beside Wonder Wonder, I wonder which of Femi's songs was so good that it had to be given the highest musical award in the world. And it was not because I was jealous of him. I couldn't be jealous of this boy. But I wrote an article which I think was objective. And in my article, I wrote most of what Peter Okoye is saying now about Seun. You know, what is the lie in it? Fela was one of Africa's greatest musicians. But, like David Hundeyin said, genius, artistic creativity is not genetically transmitted. It does not pass from father to son. Because I have seen so many children of great celebrities, like Frank Sinatra's son was a singer, a failed one. Elvis Presley's daughter was a singer, a failed one. Who else? There are many of them whose parents were great and they thought they could become wonderful singers. In fact, the only one that I saw that actually succeeded was Iglesias, Enrique Iglesias, son of Julio Iglesias. But beside that, I don't know any other person who was great because his father was great. You have to, greatness in especially musical creativity, the art of creating music, is a gift from God. So he gives it to an individual. He doesn't usually give it to a family. So that's something that has to be understood. Then I started hearing, people saying that an artist from Nigeria was beyond critical scrutiny. Nobody could criticize. And I think it's wrong. Once you're an artist and you bring out your work, people have a right to express their opinions. And a lot of people told me, okay, you wait in the next 10 years and see. We have waited for 10 years. And what we saw was that he is, at best, a great band leader, a great saxophonist. No one takes that away from him. A great organizer, arranger of music, that's a different thing, completely. In fact, somebody who is not a musician can manage a band. He can organize music and all of that. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when you look in the discography of an artist, how many hits did he have? And I could find 1, 2, 3, okay, that's all right. But he did not merit the acclaim he was being given. you know, because in that epoch, the Afrobeat expressario who was actually dominant and releasing hits was Lagbaja. We also, and we had Kulu Tempa, and everyone had, you know, gimme better food shop. We had music everywhere, you know. And of course, I do not begrudge the son of a big man benefiting from his father's wealth, either in form of art or fame or money. No. But we as writers, as journalists, we have to tell the truth. We cannot be pushed. Now what we are seeing erupting is a terrible conflagration between Psquare, Peter Okoye, and Seun Kuti. What is happening? I understand that it was Seun who called out Psquare, Peter Okoye, and started throwing abuses and tantrums and all this kind of, I don't know what to call it. And then everywhere starts to explode. On social media goes agog and people are expressing views. I did try to mediate slightly and somebody called me a tribalist. It's very funny. There was a Yoruba man who said that because I criticized the works, because I never criticized a person, no, the works of an artist, that I'm a tribalist, I'm croaking and not singing. That's all right. Every human being that plays music, once you bring out your art, any form of art, people have a right to express their opinions. And it's not when you criticize an artist, it's not because you hate him. If you hate an artist, you ignore him. When you criticize an artist's work, you are bringing the artist to public notice. So it's not an act of hatred at all. You know, but these two gentlemen were now, they had gone into politics. And someone said, it's because I am Igbo. I am Igbo, but Ejike is an Igbo man. But I am an international person. I'm a European citizen. I've been living in Europe for most of the last 30 years and different places. Okay? So, and if you like to know, my wife is a Lagosian of Yoruba culture. My children have Yoruba names and Yoruba culture. At this night, I'm likely to be eating amala rather than any other thing. But that's beside the point. As an artist, I revere Fela. But because I revere Fela does not mean that I have to revere his son. When I listen to Seun, I keep asking, where is the music? I don't hear any music coming from him. I understand he's organizing an orchestra of musicians. That's all right. It's commendable. But the music, the fact is, he's not a good songwriter. That's the truth. He's saying that it's because he criticizes the superstructure. That's why his music is not trending. It's not true. His music is not trending because they're not good. They're wishy-washy. That's the truth about it. And I'm not saying because I hate him. I don't hate him. I used to rehearse with him in Surulere nightclub under Babani. So it's not hatred when people look at your work critically. It's not hatred. People have called my own works names. I made no vacancy. Okay? And it was a hit. I made Does Your Mama Know? It was #1 in 2000 in Nigeria. I made Daddy Jimmy. It was a hit in Africa. I have been performing in over 25 nations in all continents of the world. I have played to large audiences of over 200,000. I have won the World Music Fiesta in Dubai, beaten up to 25 countries to win and bring glory to Nigeria. I made the first film that started Nollywood. I have been in 100 and 30 films, playing lead role. I have written, I have published books, I have been a university teacher, I have worked for European embassies, I have represented European presidents, I have worked with African presidents, I have started film industries in East Africa, and I make music. I run a recording studio, and I do films. So, having said that, there is this wrong notion that if you criticize the work of a Yoruba artist, then it means you hate Yorubas. And that also means that you hate Tinubu. Tinubu is not representative of the majority of Yorubas. I don't think it's true. By the way, before I go further, please know that my former manager was Rotimi Tinubu, a nephew to Bola Tinubu, and that I made the song with which Bola Tinubu ran his re-election campaign. Put on your thinking cap. Bola oh, Bola oh, Bola Tinubu. Bola oh, Bola oh, Bola Tinubu. Bola Tinubu, etc., etc. I made the song. It was being played throughout the campaign period, and they used it for campaign. In fact, I've been a supporter. I was in Alausa throughout that period, and I saw a lot of prominent Igbos like Joe Ibokwe who was supporting the candidacy of Bola Tinubu and who are still doing so. What happened recently is that Seun Anikulapo Kuti came out to play politics, partisan politics. He took sides. I don't know with who, but he took sides definitely against P2B. And if you take sides in politics, you don't expect that the supporters of this candidate will keep quiet. They're going to come after you. It's not when they come after you, start shouting that you are Fela's son, therefore you are beyond criticism. That's nonsense. The people are going to come after you. When you come out and say that Obi is an opportunist, which you are an opportunist, Seun. If you are not an opportunist, tell me one song you've done that is successful or meaningful. Not one. If anybody, I challenge anybody to name one song, one good song by Seun Anikulapo Kuti. None. But he's trending in the world. Why? It's because he's Fela's son. And he uses his father's image very well. He goes around naked, acts as if he has taken Igbo, and because he's very smart, which is why he has put himself, without making a single song, into public discourse right now. He's the one everyone is talking about. Why are you talking about him? Is it because he stays in his parlor and continues to talk about social issues in the most unrealistic way, without ever providing a solution to anything? Is that the reason why everyone is talking about him now? They are talking about him because he has associated with himself and tried to create a false parity with Psquare. Psquare is one of the greatest music bands in the world. For crying out loud. When you look back at their antecedents, you see a string of hits. As far back as the 2000 years, I brought Psquare with my friends in Kampala, Uganda, for their first show in Uganda. When the Do Me was the biggest hit ever to come out from an African. Can you name one song of that nature from Seun Anikulapo Kuti? So if I say that I don't like the music of Seun, it means I don't like Yoruba. What nonsense is that? I like King Sunny Ade. I like Prince Adekule. I like Ebenezer Obey. I like Fela. I like Lagbaja. I like all the other Yorubas. I like Davido. Must I like Seun's music? It's not personal. I like his person. But the music is what we're talking about, the art. I don't like his music, and I don't know any of his music that's what like. I've listened to everything he has produced because I'm an avid listener to music. But I've not heard anything that is meaningful. I have advised him, go and just be playing your father's music. Since you know how to play saxophone and all of that, play your own father's. People are still craving for his music. Forget about being a songwriter. You are not one. You are not one. And when I say that, people say, hey, what about you? You sing like a frog. I've heard that before. It's because they don't understand music. If you understand music, you understand that croaking frogs like us still make hits. I can name for you Louis Armstrong, Eddie Grant, Ja Rule, just to mention a few. You don't have to have the softest voice in the world to make success. I'm a frog, but I play in Chicago. I play over 20 hits and concerts in London. I play Dubai. I play East Africa. I play Milan, Rome, Austria, around the world. So what are you looking for? Is it not the success? What success are you talking about? Success that I must be in Lagos, moving from radio station to radio station. I did that for 45 years. I was on television presenting a program on NTA Channel 5 to 30 million viewers worldwide every Sunday. When you come out that you want to play politics, because Seun stays in his parlor and he talks and nobody responds to him. So he doesn't know that politics is hot, especially, can you say it's not political? It's just 2 weeks to election and you come out to castigate a candidate that is very popular with the youth, whether you like it or not. Nigeria has the highest youth population in the world. 74% of the voters are young people and all of them want a change. And if they go out to vote with their will and nobody tampers with the election, Obi is going to win. It's simple mathematics. No matter what the others are doing, people are fed up with the old men who dominate and take away our resources. They have said they want a change. And the young people, who are 74% of the voters, have said Obi is their choice. Who are you to come and be talking otherwise? The youth of Nigeria, 74% of the voters, all the young people in Nigeria, you are an artist, you can take sides with a candidate and nobody can respond to you. What nonsense is that? The Psquare and the Peter have a right to their own political aspirations. It's like the people who say, if I'm Igbo, so if I don't vote for Tinubu, it means I hate Yoruba. It's not true. I might prefer to vote for Jimmy Agbaje. Is he not a Yoruba man? I don't think that Tinubu is representative of the typical Yoruba. The typical Yoruba is not some billionaire in Bodilon. It's the average people over there. All they want, like everybody else in Nigeria, is a change. Their money is hooked in the banks. They are queuing in the street. Their children are sick. Hospitals are not working. Nothing is working in the country. We want a change. And we thought that this young boy was revolutionary activist as he portrayed himself. But what has happened? What is he talking now? Is he flowing with the current of youth who want a change? No, he's not. He has reclined into a cocoon. What I'm saying is that what he has played is politics. And if you play politics, people are going to challenge you because, especially young people in Nigeria, then you begin to try to compare yourself, Seun, with Psquare. That's a big mistake. Where they are. While you are in your parlor lamenting and shouting, did you see the crowd that were out there in Alaba and elsewhere listening to Psquare music? I saw up to 500,000 people out there. And you are comparing yourself. Why are you comparing yourself? Is it because people package you along because of your father's name into big festivals in Europe? Is that why you... Where is the song with which you are making this comparison? Are you fella? You are not fella. You can't even carry fella's say pass. So please, let this debate end because it's nonsense. I can prefer Seun to Psquare or Psquare to Seun. It doesn't mean that I hate Yoruba. And Yorubas, I'm an Igbo. Yorubas are our friends. And Yorubas are our best friends in Nigeria. I wake up with them in the morning. If they don't buy from me, I can't sell. So Yorubas are our friends. Politically, we should be aligned. And I think we are all pursuing the same objective. Who are the people behind Peter Obi? Is it not Yoruba? Is it not Okupe? Is it not all the top Yoruba people? Adebanjo or Basanjo? I don't know Yoruba. What's this nonsense about tribe? I don't believe in tribe. I've been all over the world and everywhere I come in, I become a citizen of that place until I leave. So have a nice day and please go out and vote. That's your power. Take your PVC. Go and vote. That's your power. Don't let anybody stop you from voting.